Birthday if it's your birthday, happy belated birthday if it's in the past, happy future birthday if it's in the future. My name is Lime Green, and welcome back to the Out of Time podcast. This podcast is where I take games never played before and I play them. And I talk about them, all my experiences and stuff to you. My thoughts, my feelings, and I don't know, it's entertaining to someone. But before we talk about my experiences with Night 5 and beyond, I want to talk about, because I feel like it's relevant, my experiences with Chuck E. Cheese. Now, my earliest memory, also the music is static, if you're wondering. I ran out of FNAF music material, so I was like, what's kind of spooky? We'll put on some TV static. So my earliest recollection with Chuck E. Cheese was my cousin had a birthday party, and they're like, all right, we gotta go to Chuck E. Cheese. I'm like, what is that? And we went there, and I was like, whoa, it's like a amusement park almost, and people sing on stage, and I didn't even know they were animatronics, because what do you compare that to if you've never seen it before? And it's games and stuff. You play games, you eat pizza, you do all sorts of stuff, and I was like, whoa. And I'm like, I want my birthday party here. And that's the earliest thing I remember. The little tubes. What do you call that? They really only have them in McDonald's and Chuck E. Cheese. Those are the coolest. I feel like those don't get brought up enough in real life. Every workplace should have a Chuck E. Cheese, McDonald's, hamster tube that you crawl around in. They do appear in Security Breach, I know. How do I segue into talking about Night 5? I did not spend 5 nights at Chuck E. Cheese, but what I did spend 5 nights at was Freddy's. So let's start talking about my 5th night there. Great segue. So my 5th night, I I died to Chica Night or at 1 a.m. I was coasting along until Bonnie at 2 a.m. and then Bonnie again at 2 a.m. and Chica at 1 a.m. and then I Night 5. They love to box you in, Freddy on one side and Bonnie on the other, and then Freddy moves back one, and then Chica takes his place, and then you don't really know if Chica's gone or not, and then or if Bonnie's gone, and then you close or open the door, and then the button freezes. That's the main gimmick, I guess, with Night 5 and beyond. And then that was at 3 a.m. and then I died to Bonnie at 1, and Bonnie at 2, and Bonnie at 1, and then at this point I was like, oh jeez, this is gonna be a chore, isn't it? And then I was at the main menu, and I accidentally did the biggest gamer sin. I hit new game, so I was like, oh, and I exited the game really fast, and that did not work. So you know what I did? I turned on cheat codes to get through all 5 nights, or all 4 nights. So when I got up to the 5th night, I was like, okay, is this morally correct to I've been through everything. Can I get can I have radar since I've been through everything? So I turned on radar, and I played through the 5th night with radar, and I was like, okay, if I get radar for the 5th night, I'll do night 6. So that's what I did. And from then on, I died at Bonnie at 5, and then I ran out of power at 5, and then it didn't give it to me. Then I ran out of power at 5, and I ran out of power at 4, and I ran out of power at 5, and then I had to go do taxes, and then I was like, all right, I got one more in me, and then I did it. I beat night 5, and I was like, wowie wow wow, and then they pay you $120, and then I'm like, okay, now night 6, and then Bonnie. I died to Bonnie at 1, and I ran out of power at 4, and Freddy at 1, and Bonnie at 1, and out of power at 5, and Bonnie at 5, and Bonnie at 3, and out of power at 4. And then finally, they pay you again. The same amount, but 50 more cents. Your little Scrooge McDucks. Now, I actually have you thought I was out of stories. I have another story. People online, they're always like, judging by the amount of income that you get paid in FNAF 1. They must be working these people to the bone, and it must be a terrible living condition. And I'm like, back during my last job, I can say, I was like, I worked the $120 job, just not the same hours. They hired me for minimum wage, but then they'd eventually, cut me back until eventually I was only working like $120 a week, and it was crazy. And some days I would come in and I would only work like an hour, and I was kind of just going there and coming back would take longer than actually working. A little fun antidote metaphor. I don't know. So then you have 2 stars on the menu, and then makes you wonder, is there a 3rd star? In fact, there is. You gotta go to custom night, and then change all their levels to 20. And I'm like, okay, I'm not doing this. I'm just gonna cheat. Well, I was already cheating. I'm gonna super cheat. So I just gave myself unlimited everything. I just wanted to find out what happened. And then apparently when you win that, on 2020, yeah, 420 mode or something. I don't know. 2020 mode. They fire you, and it's for tampering with the animatronics and general unprofessionalism and odor. And well, they only hired you 5 nights, right? Why would they bring you, or why would they pay you the 6th night and let you come in the 7th night? Have the FNAF theorists even thought about that? Or did they even hire you 5 nights? Why is it called 5 Nights at Freddy's? I don't know. It's a fun game. I feel like it gets a little hard at a certain point. The level scaling. You gotta grind if you want the lore. Apparently there's rare screens that I was getting and didn't even know they're rare. Like the little foxy sign that said, "It's me." I got that like 40 times or something. If I were to add anything, I think I would add, like, you know how you can honk Freddy's nose on the poster? I think I would add, like, if you honked it, like, a certain number of times, something would happen. Or maybe if you, like, checked a certain room a certain number of times, something would change. Like, something to influence the rare, like, I want to say something to influence the rare events, but because the rare events are, you can't influence them, people like that. I don't know. People like the randomness. It's a head scratcher. What about, because you gotta play on the hardest difficulty to unlock lore, if you play on the like 1-4-1 mode and it unlocks something. Has anyone tried that? It unlocks like a scene during the day. I don't know. 5 days at Freddy's. Like where everyone's serving pizza. And then you unlock like a secret new animatronic. That's my that's everything I can think of. It's weird trying to think of new things they could, bring to the table when you already know what's gonna happen down the road in FNAF 2, 3, 4. Pizzeria Simulator, sister location, security breach. Like, then there's tons of FNAF games, I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Because this game, it's be getting like a pretty big anniversary soon, which is crazy to think about. Let me know if they should do like a remaster soon. And what do you think needs to be updated, if anything? Or just let me know what you thought of this game in general. yeah, tell me all your thoughts on FNAF 1 in general. And thank you for watching. Have a good day. See you later.